Have you ever wondered why some people seem to see things so clearly while others get completely trapped by their own biases? Well, according to Julia Galef's incredible book, The Scout Mindset, it all boils down to one thing: which role we choose to play when we think. Are we a soldier or are we a scout?
Just think about the way we talk about our beliefs. We attack weak points, we defend our positions, we shoot down arguments. This isn't the language of discovery, is it? It's the language of combat. It's a kind of motivated reasoning, where our real goal isn't to find the truth, it's just to make sure our side wins. Okay, this slide right here, this gets to the absolute heart of it. A soldier is basically looking for permission to believe something. If evidence supports what they already think, they ask, can I believe this? And, the bar is pretty low. But if evidence challenges them, they ask, must I believe this? And the bar is suddenly way, way up high. The scout, though, has a totally different mission. They ask one simple, powerful question about everything. Is it true? Their goal isn't to win or lose, it's to get the map of reality as accurate as it possibly can be.
Now, to see how these two mindsets play out in a really high-stakes situation, we're going to go back in time to one of the most divisive events in French history, the Dreyfus Affair. So imagine the panic. The French army finds a spy, and the pressure to find the traitor is just immense. When suspicion falls on Captain Alfred Dreyfus, it's almost a relief for them. He was, in their eyes, the perfect suspect. He was an outsider, a Jewish officer in an army that was deeply anti-Semitic. Frankly, they were already looking for a reason to go after him.
So with Dreyfus as their target, the investigators went into full-on soldier mode. They weren't searching for the truth, they were searching for confirmation. Every little detail, every rumor, like this one about him having affairs, it all got twisted and jammed into the story they wanted to believe as just another sign of his guilt.
This is soldier mindset in a nutshell. When a handwriting expert actually concluded that Dreyfus's writing did not match the spy's memo, what did the investigators do? They immediately asked, must I believe him? They didn't pause to reconsider, they just looked for a way to discredit the expert. They were defending their conclusion, not testing it.
And it's important to realize this isn't necessarily about being a bad or malicious person. This is a deeply human thing called motivated reasoning. Our unconscious goal isn't to see what's true, it's to protect what we want to be true. And the craziest part is, when you're inside it, it feels completely objective. It's a really powerful form of self-deception.
So you have to be asking, right? If the soldier mindset is so blinding, why do we all do it? Well, the truth is, it's not a bug in our system. It's a feature. It actually serves some really powerful human needs.
Galef lays out these 6 key benefits. There's the comfort of not having to deal with the anxiety of being wrong. It protects our self-esteem. It gives us morale to keep fighting. It makes us more persuasive. It helps our public image. And maybe the biggest one of all, belonging. Believing what your tribe believes keeps you safe and sound within the group. It's a really powerful mix of incentives.
But thankfully, there's a hero in this story. Colonel Picquart was the guy put in charge of finding even more evidence against Dreyfus, who was already in prison. But he did something totally radical. He just followed the facts. And the facts very quickly pointed to a completely different person. Now, this put him in direct opposition to all of his bosses, and it risked his entire career.
Picquart was the perfect scout. His goal wasn't victory, it was clarity. He just wanted the most accurate map of reality he could get. And for a scout, finding out you're wrong isn't a defeat. It's actually a victory. It means you've just updated your map, making it better, more accurate, and way more useful for whatever's coming next.
Okay, so this all sounds great, but how do we actually become more like scouts in our day-to-day lives? Well, Galef offers some really practical tools, and one of the most powerful ones comes from a really surprising place, the boardroom of a giant tech company that was on the verge of complete collapse.
This one question, asked by Intel's co-founder Andy Grove, literally saved the company. It's the mid-'80s, and Intel's whole identity is wrapped up in making memory chips. But they were getting crushed by Japanese competition. They were completely stuck, emotionally and strategically.
And this is a technique Galef calls the outsider test. It's so brilliant. By forcing themselves to think like a new, objective CEO, someone with no emotional baggage, no history,
Grove and his partner could finally see the situation clearly. And once they did that, the answer was painfully obvious. A new CEO would get out of the memory business immediately. So that's exactly what they did. And they pivoted to microprocessors, securing Intel's future. But even with the best tools in the world, there's a deeper, more fundamental obstacle to seeing clearly. It's not about how smart you are or how much information you have. It all comes down to our own identity.
You know, we don't just have beliefs, do we? Our beliefs become who we are, whether it's about politics or religion or even how to be a good parent. When that happens, any challenge to the belief feels like a direct, personal attack. It's not just an idea we're talking about anymore. It's a flag for our tribe that we have to defend at all costs.
Now check this out. This chart just shatters a myth that we all kind of want to believe. That if people were just smarter, they'd be less biased. On a politicized topic like climate change, the research shows the exact opposite. As people's science intelligence goes up, their opinions don't come closer to the truth, they actually get more polarized along party lines. Being smarter doesn't automatically make you a scout. Sometimes it just gives you better weapons to be a more effective soldier for your team.
This all leads to a really crucial question. If you're an activist or a leader or just anyone who's passionate about a cause, do you have to choose? Do you have to pick between being passionate and seeing the world clearly? Well, a really powerful story from the AIDS crisis shows us that the answer is no.
Back in the early 90s, AIDS activists realized that just protesting on the streets wasn't enough. They had to become scientific insiders. As one of the activists, David Barr, put it, he realized they had to let the evidence guide their fight, not just their hopes and their fears. By holding their activist identity just a little bit more lightly, they were able to learn the science, collaborate with the very government agencies they used to protest, and ultimately, they helped pioneer the drug trials that finally turned the tide of the epidemic.
So I think the crucial point here is this. Thinking like a scout isn't about being passionless or indecisive. It's about being grounded in reality so you can be so much more effective at actually achieving your goals. It's the difference between fighting for a map you wish was real and navigating with the one that actually is. And that leaves us with one last question to chew on. What beliefs do you hold? And maybe more importantly, what beliefs hold you?